welcome back. It's Mandy, the Handmade Homeschooler, and if it's your first time, welcome. Make sure that you hit the like button and the subscribe because they really help me out. Alright, so today we're going to discuss how I, as a homeschool mom, prepare for the next year. So these are things that I do every single summer to prepare for the following school year. Now we're year-round homeschoolers, so our breaks are pretty short. But these are some things that I do every single year that make the next school year or the transition into the next grade a lot smoother. So I do this stuff almost every single year, and what I have found is that preparation is the name of the game. Kind of like weight loss. If I prepare my food and I know exactly what I'm going to be doing as far as workouts, and I lay out my clothes the night before, everything goes much smoother for me. So what I am doing, because we did change our core curriculum, there was a lot more to do this time around. So one of the first things that I do is I go to the internet and I print out one of these free calendars and I map out exactly what date range we're going to start school and a tentative date to end school. So these are not going to be something that's like concrete set in stone for us, but it is kind of like a guideline for us to follow. So I know that we're going to start sometime in July. We're on a break right now, and this is my prep season. It's kind of like my refresh. So I'm hitting the reset button, and right now I know I'm going to start back in July. I have a tentative date of July 6th. And this year we're going to be doing something a little bit different with our schedule. And if you guys want a video on that, just pop a comment down below and I will think about doing that once I get everything lined up with our schedule. Then I make sure I get a brand new planner. Now, maybe it's just because I'm a little bit older, but I'm a paper and pencil kind of person. I just cannot do the electronic planners. I need to actually see it and hold it. It needs to be tangible to me. So this one, I got the Well Planned Day this year. I really, really love the cover. You guys, isn't the cover like so pretty? I'm not a sponsor. I just really like florals. So once I saw this, I had to have it. I love, love, love this planner, and what I really like about it, this is not my first year using this planner either, but there's plenty of space. I just have 2 kids, so I don't have to have like huge spaces, but this is what it looks like inside. And what I'll do is I'll kind of map out everything we're going to be doing. I will write out all the curriculum that I think we're going to use, and then I will go ahead and order the curriculum, whether it's new, used, or whatever. I will go ahead and map out the curriculum, so I have some kind of document on my computer typically, and I will say, okay, for English, for math, for, all the subjects, write all the subjects out, and then just start with either paper and pencil or start on a Word document. I typically do both because I like to keep a hard copy on my computer, but I will also put it in my planner just so I have that concrete in there so I know this is what I'm going to use. Once I have all of that in there, I will go ahead and order the curriculum, and once it gets here, then the real work starts. Once the curriculum gets here, I will go through each and every aspect of it, and I like to really read through the beginning of the curriculum and the end of the curriculum because that's where I find a lot of the notes are for the parents. And that's especially true in my father's world. My father's world has a bunch of notes in the beginning and a whole bunch of notes at the end. And at the beginning, it kind of like maps out for you as far as scheduling and memory verses and all those kinds of things. It kind of tells you like a tentative schedule and things that you might want to think about. So it has like a little schedule here that you could do. It has all kinds of things for you. And then what I do is I do this in chunks. So for my father's world, they like to have a book basket. It's very Charlotte Mason inspired, which I really, really like. And at the end of my father's world is book basket recommendations. Now it's not something that you have to get, but it is something that I'm choosing to do this time around. So I'm getting all of the book basket books. I'm gathering them up for the first several weeks of school. And I will do a video on book basket stuff later. But for now, I'm just letting you know I am getting all of my books together for book basket. And then I'm gonna start ordering the supplies. The supplies is now just starting to come in. So that's the next thing I do is supplies. So I need straws and balloons and colored pencils and we need folders because we're out of folders this year. So that's kind of something else that I do is we need supplies and we need books. So once we get the curriculum, then we can kind of see everything that we need. And most curriculums somewhere will have some kind of list for you as far as materials. So find that list and make sure that you don't forget anything, because I have this really bad habit where I'll do it for this part, but then I will totally forget to look in the science book and get the materials for science. And science is always where I seem to screw up. So for science, I have to remember to get things. So I have to look ahead and I will map it out for several weeks. And I will say, okay, for the first month, I need this list. And I'll make a whole big list. And then I'll go shopping and find the best deals and then get all of those science materials. This year I did something a little bit easier and so much faster for science. And I will show you as soon as that gets here what I did this year. So after that, when I have all of my material, there is one other thing that I like to do, and that is clean out everything. So every year I like to kind of just clear out things that we are either not using, things that are broken, things that have missing pieces, and I like to kind of start fresh in our homeschool space. A lot of times I find that there are just like broken crayons and markers and, you know, you guys know how this goes. There is just stuff everywhere that we don't need. So I will clean it out. I will donate. I think I donated 3 boxes of books to our church this year of just books that my youngest has grown out of and he doesn't want them anymore. I will also get rid of our old curriculum, whether that is by selling or donating, and start fresh in that space, because I don't know about you guys, but it feels like curriculum and books and materials and homeschool stuff can just take over. Does it take over your space too? Because if I don't clean it out like once every 6 months, it accumulates and it's everywhere. So I make sure that I clean it out, I go through everything, and I just get rid of the other stuff that we don't need and we're not using to keep our space clear and tidy. And I find my kids work better in their space like that. One last thing that I like to do, every summer I read a book for myself about homeschooling. Last year it was Sarah Mackenzie's book, and I really enjoyed that one. This year I am reading For the Children's Sake, and I'm actually doing the audiobook on this one while I paint, even though I have the hard copy. This actually came with my Father's World Kindergarten, and I've had this book for years, and I just put it on my shelf and I never read it. So I am listening to this on audio while I do a painting right now, and because it's my hobby, I paint, and it has been such a good read. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. I really enjoy it, but every year I like to do a refresher. I know a lot of people love to read the Teaching from Rest. That's a really good one. I've read that one several times. I read Sarah Mackenzie's book last year. I know that there's so many books right now that are just really good in the homeschooling world. Homeschooling Bravely was another one. I believe I bought that one on audio as well, so I might do that one as soon as I'm done with For the Children's Sake. So this one is all about Charlotte Mason and Charlotte Mason style teaching, and I feel like it's a really good intro to doing my Father's World again and going back into a Charlotte Mason inspired curriculum. So what do you do? My question to you, what do you do before every school year starts? Do you have something that you do every year? Do you have kind of like a list like I do of things that you like have to get through? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to know. And do you do any of the same things that I do? Or am I just like neurotic? All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.